Hey, everybody. Before we jump in, you're probably a service contractor tired of chasing all the wrong leads. You know, the tire kickers, the cheap guy, the person who just says, I don't care what the value is, I just want the bottom line. Check out Attract and Keep Clients Sprint from Genesis Business Strategies. It's a 90-day call-free coaching built to help you attract better clients, serve them well, keep them coming back, so they tell their friends and family and become raving fans. Head to genesisbusinessstrategies.com to learn more. Now let's get into the episode. You know, you may not have a marketing problem, you may have a soil problem. Now, stick with me for a minute, because this really makes a difference. I heard a story about a farmer who went out to spread seed. Some of the seed fell on the path, the ground was hard, the seed never got into the soil, and before it could grow, the birds came up and took it away. And some of the seed fell on rocky ground, a little bit of soil, so the seed started to grow quickly. At first it looked really promising, but when the sun came out, the plants had no real root and it couldn't handle the heat, so it dried up and withered away. Some of the seed fell among the thorns. This seed started to grow too, but over time the thorns grew up around it, choked it out, and it never became what it could have become. But some of the seed fell on good soil, and that seed took root, grew strong, and produced a crop. Now, whether you know that story or not, the picture is extremely simple. Same farmer, same seed, different soil. And that's exactly what happens when a lot of service contractors, they have great marketing, decent website, you have a great offer, you have a soil problem. Because after years of experience, you're still sending the seeds into bad soil. Don't be surprised when nothing grows. And that's what I want to talk about today. Because a lot of contractors think the answer is just more seed, more marketing, more ads, more posts, more flyers, more Google, more Facebook, more emails, more. But sometimes more is not the answer. Sometimes better is the answer. Better focus, better clients, better messaging, better follow-up, better understanding of who you're actually trying to reach. Because the truth is, it may not be your marketing. It may be who you're marketing to. And that one shift can change everything. Now, I want to be clear. I am not saying marketing does not matter. It absolutely matters. Your website matters. Google Business Profile matters. Your reviews matter. Your messaging matters. Follow-up matters. Your content matters. Your reputation matters. But all of that works better when it's aimed at the right people. If you aim your marketing at everybody, you'll attract anybody. And anybody is not always a good customer. Some customers are great. Some customers, they're okay. Some customers are a nightmare. You know who I'm talking about. Every contractor knows who I'm talking about right now. You have that one customer who beat you up on price before the job even started. You have that customer who wanted the cheapest option but expected the premium experience. You have that customer who did not trust anything you said. The one who questioned every line of the invoice. You have that customer who drained your team, took too much time, and still was not happy in the end. And then you have the other kind. The customer who respected your work, trusted the process, paid on time, treated your team well, customer who was grateful, who called you again to help to buy more, the customer who told their neighbors, told their family, told their friends, left the good review, and the customer who became a raving fan. These two customers are not the same. So why would you market to them the same way? And this is where many businesses get stuck. They keep trying to fix the seed, but they haven't looked at the soil. They keep asking, how do you get more leads? But they're not asking, what kind of leads do I actually want? They ask, how do you get more customers? But they're not asking which customers are actually worth building around. How do I get my phone to ring? But they're not asking, who do I want on the other end of that call? That's a big difference. Because more calls does not always mean better. More leads is not always better. More jobs, more work can actually create more chaos if it's the wrong work. You can grow yourself right into a mess. You can be busier than ever and still not have enough profit. You can fill the schedule and be exhausted. You can have trucks moving around town all day and still wonder why the bank account doesn't look any better. And that's why I keep coming back to the phrase, the goal is not to throw more seed. The goal is to find better soil. Let's walk through the soil for a minute. Some customers like the hard path. There's no place for your message to land. They're tire kickers, price shoppers, people who are not serious, the people who want 3 bids but have already decided they're going with the cheapest one, the people who don't value your skill, your time, or your training. They don't value your insurance, your experience, or the fact that you actually answer the phone and show up when you say you will. Now, it doesn't make them bad people. They may be a bad customer for your business. There's a difference. Some people just aren't ready. They're not a good fit. Some people in the shop are only shopping on price. Some cannot see the difference between a professional company and Chuck in a truck. And if you spend all your time trying to convince the Chuck in the truck guys to be with a professional company, you're going to wear yourself out. And that's like throwing seed on the path and getting mad because it didn't grow. It was never going to grow there. Then there's the rocky ground. These are the customers who seem promising at first. They like the idea of hiring a better company. They like the idea of quality. They like the idea of professionalism, good communication, doing the job right. They love that idea until it costs more. Until they have to wait a little bit longer. Until you set a boundary and won't take their call at 2 a.m. just to ask a simple question. Until you explain why the cheap shortcut is not the right answer, there is a little interest there, but no root. They're excited for a moment, but when the pressure starts showing up, they disappear and ghost you. They ask for the estimate. Sound interested? Let me talk to my spouse. We'll get back to you. Let me think it over. Then nothing. Or they wind up choosing the cheapest person and call you back later when the job goes sideways. Yeah, you've had your fair share too, haven't you? Again, not bad people, but maybe not the soil you want to build your business around. Then there's the thorny ground. This one can be very tricky because the job may actually start. Customers may say, yeah, let's go with the work. We'll start on such and such a date. You start, but then things start choking the life out of the relationship. Poor communication from them, unclear expectations, too many decision makers, unrealistic timelines, budget issues, scope creep. That's my favorite. You just love to serve your clients and they're asking, hey, while you're here, can you do? And 2 weeks later, you got to get back to the job you originally got there to start. Stress, comparisons, complaints, pressure, and before long, what looked like a good job becomes a job your whole team is tired of talking about. You know the kind. Every time the phone rings, you see that name, your stomach drops. That's thorny ground. And it may have looked like a good opportunity at first, but slowly it starts choking your time, your margin, your team, and your peace. And if you have too many of those customers, your business starts to feel hard. Not because the work is hard. Work has always been hard. But because the wrong customers make the work even harder than it needs to be. Then, there's the good soil. That's what we're after. Good soil's not always the biggest job, not always the flashiest client, not always the ones who find you first, but they're the right fit. They value the work. They value the communication. They trust your recommendation. They communicate clearly. They pay on time. They treat your team like professionals. They appreciate your quality. They come back. They refer, leave reviews. They become part of the reason why your business gets easier to grow. That's good soil. And when your marketing lands on good soil, it produces more than a one-time sale. It produces trust, produces loyalty, repeat business, referrals, a reputation that's good. And that is what most service contractors actually want. They don't want just random leads. They want a business that has momentum. They want customers who call back. They want customers who tell their friends. They want customers who say, call this company, they'll take care of you. That's different than chasing every lead that comes through the door, isn't it? I don't want this to just sound like a nice little story. This needs to be real. Ask yourself this question. Where are you throwing most of your seed? Everywhere? Are you trying to talk to everybody? Are you spending money just hoping something sticks? Are you chasing leads because you feel like more leads will fix the pressure and the problem? Are you saying yes to the wrong work because you're afraid to say no? Are you building your message around price because you're not sure what else to say? Are you copying what everyone else in your market is doing? That's how a lot of contractors market, and it's exhausting. You put your money out there, put your time out there, you post, you boost, you print, you sponsor, you advertise, you chase, and then you look at the results at the end of the day and say, I don't know if this is working. Well, maybe some of it's working, but is it? If your marketing brings in more of the wrong people, that's not a win. That's a bigger problem wearing a marketing hat. You can fill your schedule with bad fit jobs. You can keep your team busy with low margin work, and you can wear yourself out serving people who don't value what you do. Answer more calls and still not build a stronger company. And this is why it matters. The issue is not how many people see your marketing. The issue is whether the right people see it, understand it, trust it, and take action. So how do you find better soil? Well, you start looking at the good customers you already have. Not the loudest ones, not the biggest headaches, not the jobs you wish you never took. Your good customers, your best customers, the ones who remind you why you started the business in the first place. Here's a simple exercise. Something simple you can do this week. Look back at your last 10 customers, not jobs. 10 good customers. Let me rephrase that. Look back at your last 10 good customers. There is a difference. Write their names down. Then ask yourself a few simple questions. Where did they come from? Did they come from Google, a referral, a past customer, a neighborhood, a networking group, a builder, real estate agent, property manager, Was it a church connection or a local relationship? Then ask, what problem did they need solved? Was it an emergency? Was it planned? Maintenance? Replacement? Repair? Cleanup? Improvement? Was it something they had been putting off? Then ask, why did they choose you? Was it trust, speed, reputation, a referral, a review, your process, your communication, values, professionalism? And then what made them a good customer? Did they pay on time? Did they listen? Did they trust you? Did they treat your team well? Did they appreciate the work? Did they refer someone? Leave a review? Did they come back for more work? Then ask the most important question. Would I want 20 more customers just like this? And how would that change my business? I guess that's actually two questions. That'll tell you a lot, because sometimes we call a customer good just because they paid. That's not enough. A good customer is not just somebody with money. A good customer fits the way your business is built to work. They value what you value. They need what you do best. They trust the process, and they make the work better, not worse. The kind of customer you want more of. Now, once you understand your best customers, your marketing starts to get easier. You stop saying things like everybody. You start leading with other things. You can look at 10 contractor websites in your area and you're going to see the same phrases over and over. I challenge you to do that. You're going to probably see quality work, affordable pricing, dependable service, licensed and insured, family owned, been in business since, customer satisfaction, on time, done right. They're all fine, but they don't make you memorable. They don't tell your best client, this company is built for someone like me. They do not separate you from the crowd, and they do not give people a strong reason to trust you over the next guy. So your message needs to go deeper, not complicated, deeper. You need to be able to say what you help with, what problem you solve, and why it matters. Not just we do HVAC. We help homeowners stop dealing with uncomfortable rooms, surprise breakdowns, and high energy bills with honest service they can trust. Not just we do plumbing, but we help homeowners fix plumbing problems without the runaround, the mess, or the pressure to buy things they don't need. How about we do electrical? Have you seen that? We help families make their homes safer, brighter, and more reliable with clear electrical services done right the first time. You hear the differences? One is a service list, the other speaks to a person. Good marketing speaks to the person, not just the service. People don't wake up saying, oh, I would love to buy an air conditioner today. I mean, frankly, I'd love that, but they don't. They wake up thinking my house is hot. This thing broke again. I'm tired of dealing with this problem. I need someone I can trust. I don't want to get ripped off. I want this fixed right. That's where your message needs to live, in the customer's real world. And your best customers will tell you what the real world sounds like. That's why studying your best customer matters. They give you the language as if you're talking right to them. Now, keeping clients, because attracting the right client is only half the work. Keeping them is where a lot of businesses leave money on the table. Most companies work really hard to get the job to begin with. They spend a lot of money. They answer the call, they go out, estimate, schedule, do the work, collect the payment, and then they disappear. No thank you, no check-in, no review request, no referral ask, no reminder, next step, system. Then next month, they wonder why they have to keep chasing new leads. This is what I mean when I say some businesses are always starting from zero. Every month feels like a fresh hunt. New leads, new calls, new estimates. Same pressure, unfortunately. But if you serve people well and stay connected, you shouldn't always be starting from zero. You should have customers coming back, referring you. You should have customers leaving reviews, customers remembering your name when someone asks for a recommendation. It doesn't happen by accident. It happens through simple system. And I really do mean a simple system. It doesn't need to be complicated. You don't need some giant software system before you can follow it. You can just start with a phone, a spreadsheet, and a little discipline. Here's a simple follow-up path. After the job's done, thank them. A few days later, check in. If everything went well, ask for a review. A little later, ask if they know someone else who might need the help. Then stay in touch with helpful reminders based on the work you do. It's not pushy, it's professional. It's a service. That tells the customer we didn't just want your money. We actually care that the job was done right and that you're taken care of. And that matters a lot. A lot of companies don't want to do that, which means if you do, you stand out. Here's an action you can take this week. Take 5 past customers. Not a sales pitch, nothing weird. Just check in. Hey, this is Steve, just checking in. How's everything working since we completed that job for you? I recommend putting the job in if you remember it. But it's simple. You might get a thank you. They might have another problem that you can help them with. May open a door for a review, create a referral conversation. But even if none of that happens, you are reminding people that your company follows up and cares. You may be the go-to person for your clients looking for other trades that you can then recommend. Now let's get back to the farmer for a minute. The farmer didn't need to throw seed blindly everywhere. The farmer needed to understand the ground. And that's what business owners need to do. You need to understand the ground. You need to understand where your marketing takes root. What does your best work come from? Where do your best customers come from? What message gets their attention? What problem are they trying to solve? What do they value? What makes them come back? And what makes them refer? If you don't know that, you're going to keep guessing. And guessing gets expensive. A lot of owners don't realize how expensive guessing really is. They think, yeah, marketing costs money, but guessing costs more than money. It's time, energy costs, focus, confidence. Guessing makes you jump from one idea to another, makes you say yes to the things you should say no to, makes you chase people you are never going to be a good client. Guessing makes you lower your price because you're not clear on your value. Guessing makes your team deal with customers they should not have to deal with. And guessing keeps you busy, but not necessarily profitable. And that's not a way to build a strong business. Strong businesses are not built by chasing everybody. It's built by serving the right people really well. It doesn't mean you become rude. It doesn't mean you ignore people. It doesn't mean you think you're better off than anyone else. It means you get honest about who your business is best built to serve. That's leadership. You know, a lot of contractors struggle with that. They feel like they have to say yes to everything. They feel like every call is money. They feel like if somebody's willing to pay, they should take care of it, especially when cash is tight, especially when the schedule has holes or payrolls coming or business is young. But long-term, saying yes to the wrong work keeps you trapped, keeps your calendar filled, but it drains the company, keeps the truck moving, but wears out the team. It brings in revenue, but kills margin, creates activity, but not always progress. And that's why clarity matters. You need to know what good customers look like who know what good work looks like. You need to know what kind of jobs produce profit, trust referrals, and momentum. Then build your marketing around that. Now, Some of you may be thinking, Steve, that sounds good, but I need leads now. I get it. You have bills, payroll, trucks, insurance, tools, families, depending on the business. I'm not telling you to stop marketing. I'm telling you to stop marketing blindly, and there is a difference. You can still work on Google. You can still ask for reviews. You can still post. You can still network, run ads, follow up, but do it with a clearer target. Do it with better soil in mind. And instead of saying, how do we get more customers? How do we get more of our best customers? Instead of saying, how do we get more leads? How do we get more leads that turn into profitable, loyal customers? And that is the bigger point here. It's not just about marketing. It's about building a business that doesn't keep you chained to chaos. Because when you're always chasing, you're always reacting. And when you're reacting, you cannot lead well. You cannot think clearly. You cannot build systems. You cannot train the team. You cannot improve the customer experience. You cannot step back and work on the business because the business keeps pulling you back every little fire. So let me ask, are you building your business around your good clients? Are you building it around your best clients? Are you building it around whoever happens to call? That may be one of the most important questions you can ask yourself. Because if you build it around whoever calls, the marketing controls your business. But if you build it around the best customers, you start controlling your business. Stop going from reacting to leading. It's why I created the Attract and Keep Client Sprint, a 90-day call-free coaching sprint for service contractors who want a simple, values-based plan to attract better clients, serve them well. Now, let me explain that in plain language. The sprint is for the owner who is tired of guessing. You're tired of throwing marketing everywhere and hoping something works. You're tired of chasing the wrong leads. You're tired of working hard but not seeing the traction you want. You're tired of doing good work and still not having reviews, referrals, repeat business. You're tired of starting from zero every month. Inside the sprint, we work on the ground. We work on the soil. We look at who your best clients are, what your company stands for. We look at your message, your follow-up. We look at your customer experience. We look at reviews, referrals, and we look at simple systems your team can actually use. And we do it through call-free coaching. That means you don't even have to stop your day for another weekly Zoom call. You know, most contractors aren't sitting at the desk all day. You're in the truck. You're on the job. You're talking with customers, leading a team, solving problems. So the support needs to fit your life. You're asking questions when they come up. You get practical direction. You implement simple, clear, and direct. Now, it's not for everybody. If you're looking for a magic button, this isn't it. If you want someone else to fix your business while you keep doing the same things, yeah, this isn't for you either. If you want theory, complicated charts, yeah, this is not the right plan. But if you're a service contractor who's ready to get clear, take action, and build a better plan around better clients, this may be the right next step, and I would like to invite you to join up. Find better soil, serve those people well, build around your best customers. That's how you attract better clients. That's how you keep them coming back. That's how you build raving fans. And that is how you start leading the business instead of being chained to it. Don't keep chasing every lead. Don't keep throwing seeds on hard ground and wondering why it won't grow. You built the business. Now's the time to lead it.